Hello, everyone. And today we will talk about some of the interview questions which is generally asked to test automation engineer candidate. And some of the question maybe it's not related to automation, but still we will take it to have a better clarity about career gap and all. Okay, let's start one by one. If you have any other question also, we'll take in between. I will also suggest some of the questions. Okay. So very first thing is where to store test cases and how to manage in automation testing. Okay. So let's understand the process wise what happens, right? So whenever there is a development feature comes, correct? So I'm putting everything like feature, like any new module or the feature comes, right? For the development. Then what happens? It is converted into a Jira ticket, right? I'm using the word ticket. Some people use it in different ways, but I'm saying Jira ticket. Okay. Story, ticket, whatever you can say. So there is a Jira ticket which is there for the development task. Then out of this, there are two things are created, right? One is what? One is dev task. Maybe you are creating for the development part like coding. So when we say dev task, it is mostly coding from the dev team or the coders or the programmers. Then there are testing tasks, right? Which is associated with the same feature which you want to test. When we say feature, it's a requirement, right? So testing task is also done. So when you do a testing task, obviously you create test cases. Create test cases. I am talking about all the things which we do in a, what we say manually, we are doing it, right? There is no script involved as of now. You do all these things and you store your test cases somewhere, right? As a steps. So basically, when we say test cases, those are steps. And you may be using the tool like Zypher or X-Ray or TestRail, or there are hundreds of other tools available to create the test cases. Why? This is this is the approach. Now you create automation script also. Right? So now let's talk about automation test script. Means this test script which you want to write to automate your test cases. Fine. Where do you store it? So obviously, first thing, let's understand first thing. The test cases which you have created to run it manually, the same test case you automate. So there should be a visual representation, which evidence that something is already there. Those only you automate. Okay. So you write your automation script. This script can be anything in different languages, right? So it may be Java, C Sharp, JS, Python, anything, anything. But basically, when we say automation test script, it will be again a kind of project only, correct? So that will come under automation project. And when we say automation project, obviously same as dev project, you have to store it somewhere, right? So when you create a project, for example, I have in my Eclipse this particular project, automation January 2024, let's say. So it's a project. It has its source code. It has its own, let's say, POM file, lot of things, correct? It may have its own folder structure and all. For example, this automation March 2024, it has its own structure and everything. So that you have to create the repository. So automation project comes under some kind of repository. Okay. And this repository means a bigger folder structure. You have to put it somewhere, right? Where you have to put. So different company uses different things. So let's say some company uses GitHub. Okay. So the classical example is you put your test automation code into GitHub so that anybody in your team can access it and They can work on, they can also contribute on automation project code. That's it. So if your question is where to store test cases and how to manage in automation testing, the answer is your project inside the repository, it will be there and you store your test cases in that way. Okay. Fine. I hope I answered your question. If you have asked something else, then let me know. Okay. So this was the first question about where to store test cases. So the answer is if we are talking about manual test cases, we store it in Jira using Zypher plugin or what we say, Zypher or X-ray. All these things are available in Jira, or TestRail is an independent tool to store the test cases. Uh, and then if you're talking about the automation script, where to put, it's in the GitHub. It's very simple. Fine. So this is the answer for the first question. Second, second question is how to integrate Selenium test suite to development project for, I think you want to ask for CI part, right? So continuous integration execution. So let's understand. Development project, it's difficult to integrate with the development project, right? Some company does that. I will say most of the company do not do this. Okay, they don't do, because dev code is something which will be delivered in the production, right? Means it is affecting your real client, correct? Your automation code, your client is not, what we say, interested in your automation code, right? So the thing is, dev project code is generally different, separate repository, and your automation code is separated, but they are interlinked. So probably you want to ask how to integrate it, your dev code with the automation code. It's not um, like how to put your code into dev code itself. Okay. So let's understand that this, let's understand who has to do it first of all. Right? So this kind of requirement comes when you want to execute your automation code with each build, something like that. Or whenever there is a change in the what we say development code, you want to execute your smoke test or sanity test cases, something like that. Correct. So let's understand that um, whose task it is. So basically, this comes under dev ops task, or some in some companies, IT team is there. They also do this thing. It's a dev task, DevOps activity, first of all. But still, as have you have asked how to do it. In some companies, test automation engineer also does this thing if they have authority to do all these things. Okay? So let's understand what will be helpful in this case. Basically, there are build tools. So Jenkins is one such tool where you can create jobs. Okay. You can create jobs. So you can create your automation job, right? Which will, so let's say this is automation test script execution related job. Okay. Execution related job. Now you want to execute this job whenever there is a change in the dev part, correct? So you have to learn first how to create Jenkins job, first of all, and don't worry about the CI part as of now. First, you learn about how to create Jenkins job to to run your automation project, to run your testng file, to run your Maven commands, those things. Learn that thing first. Now, what happens is in the dev So dev has its own build, right? So dev code has its own build pipeline structure, right? Or deployment structure, not just the build plus deployment structure. So now what we can do is in Jenkins you can actually uh, um, continuously check whether there is a change in the code. Okay. So the technical word I forgot. What is the technical word for that? If I'll get it that in my mind, I'll tell you. Okay. So it's like it continuously check if there is a change in the code, and then you can run your uh, what you say, your automation code. It's like this. So in the pipeline structure, somewhere it will be like whenever there is change in dev code, run the automation job. Okay. Once the automation job is complete, then further activity from the dev build cycle will happen. It's like this. Okay. Webhook is different. Poll. I wanted to say poll. My bad. So whenever, so it does continuously poll. So it will poll, poll the um, what is it? Dev code for a change in its own thing, its own code. So whenever there is a MR merge, correct? Whenever there is a PR or MR merge happens, right, on their development code, then you trigger the automation job. It's like this. And you can find it how to do this thing, but step by step learn it. First, learn about. Okay, I'll tell you the steps. First of all, don't jump directly to the CI part. Okay. First thing, create automation framework. Fine. Test automation framework you have created. Now learn how to run your test suite from command line. Great. Once you do it, create Jenkins job. Jenkins job to run your automation suite using, again, there is a command line. So in Jenkins job also, you have to provide a command line thing. Okay, I'm not writing that now. So you create Jenkins job. Now, learn how to integrate Git with Jenkins. Okay. Then in your job, you have to update the Jenkins job, Jenkins job to check from Git branch. It will check it from the Git branch. It will take it into the workspace of Jenkins and then it will execute. So this is the minimum thing. Step by step, you should learn. Okay. So about the polling, what happens in the polling is it continuously check whether there is a change in the dev code. So when there is a change in the dev code, automatically your automation code will be executed after the merge of the request. So once the MR is done, immediately it will run your automation code. So that is called continuous integration checks. Okay, fine. So if you'll give this kind of answer properly in an interview, interviewer will understand that what you want to say. Now the third question here somebody has put is project is developed by React and Node. Okay. How we integrate Selenium Java test framework? I don't know what you're asking, but maybe you are asking your project is developed. So it's fine. Any technology, React, Angular, Bootstrap, jQuery, anything is fine. Our task as a test automation engineer is to automate the browser, let's say. if we are talking about the UI automation side. It's fine whether it is Angular or React, it doesn't matter. If it is in browser, we can automate. Now, how we integrate Selenium Java test framework. So I have given the answer, the same thing here, right? About integration. Now, somebody has asked fourth question here. What is command to select window in Selenium? So let's understand. You cannot select window, any random window in Selenium. Selenium will work with the driver instance or the browser instance, which is opened by the automation code only. Okay. So what I'm saying is there is a command in Selenium, which is, let's say, WebDriver dr is equals to new whatever. If you are opening Firefox driver, it will be Firefox driver. So what will happen? It will open the Firefox and then you will give the command like what website you want to open with dr.get. So here you will say, I want to open, let's say, facebook.com or anything you want to open. Fine. So once you opened it, and if in the course of doing it, again, some kind of other window has opened, let's say Zoom, you can handle those only. You cannot open or work on a window which is already open in your space, right? In through manually. So you can handle only the things which is opened automatically, first of all. Now, your question is probably how to then select a particular window to work. That we will see. It's a good question. So let's do it practically. So as you have asked, let's do that practice. I believe somewhere I have that example already in some of my previous batches. So if it is there, I'll show that example right now. Okay, hold on. So you want to check the changing from one window to another window, that is through window handles only. But in bootcamp, have we done it? I'm just checking. Window demo, we have done it. Yeah. So this one, this one, this one. Oh, we have done it. Let's do this again, and we will understand what we are doing. Fine. We did it for some other purpose in this code, and will do particularly like opening a new window and all. So let me uh, delete all these things and I'll make you understand what are the things we are doing here. Don't worry about this sizing and all. I wanted to explain something else. So what is our objective? Our objective here is um, our objective here is switch to new window, right? Or come back to parent, right? Both the things we will do. Both the things we will do. So let me take one example, a particular example where we can write our code. So basically, there's a step. Let's automate. I got a website where we can do this, all these things. It's simple. There is a website. Let's say this one, right? And when you click here, it opens a new window. We want to go in this new window, and let's say the title of this window is new window. So the title of this window is the internet. Okay. And then we want to capture this text in the new window. Let's try that. So we'll do the same thing. Stepwise, let me write what we want to do. We want to do all these things. Fine, step by step we will do. So the very first thing, open the website, this particular website. So to open the website, the code is this. The code is simple. WebDriver driver is equals to, let's say I am opening Firefox driver. So it will open Firefox browser. Then we want to go to this particular website. Fine. Okay. We want to maximize it. That's fine. Let me put head.sleep as of now so that things will be visible whatever we are doing. And then second step, what we want to do? We want to click on click here, right? So basically you have to identify this element, then only you can click there. So let's right click here, say inspect, and we are doing inspect. Go to the element, and the code about this click here is this. Okay. This is the code which says ahref is equals to windows slash new target is equals to blank, and this is the link text, correct? So I can find out this particular element by link text, that is fine. So I can write the code like this. Once it is opened, here I will write dr dot find element by dot link text. What is the text? Click here, and I want to click on it. Once the element is found, I want to click it. So what will happen? It will open a new window, correct? Now the next step for us is switch to the newly opened window. But before that, let's confirm that actually two windows open right now. So one is what we say as a parent window is this. This is the original parent window. Once you click here, a new window is open and we will say it child window, right? So going back here, how to get that how many windows are opened as of now? You can call a function called get window handles. So okay, let's understand. This will be parent window. So let me make it the name itself as parent as of now. So I'll make it parent window. Okay. Then my bad. Okay. We will print that. So get window handle is a function which will give you the unique identity, unique string for your current window. So any window which is open here through the Selenium code will have its own unique ID. That is window handle. Right? It's a string. And there is another function, get window handles, which will give you all the handles of the open window, right? So if there are two windows open, so it will give you two string. So we will store it in set of strings. Done. Let's print w.size. So let's print both the thing, w as well as the size. Okay. So that you will understand what I am saying. Let's run this so you will understand that whatever I am saying uh, is fine or not. So let's run this, run as Java application. Yeah, it has opened Firefox. I'm not doing anything now. It is executing on its own. Okay, now after 4 seconds, it will click on this. Yes, done, done. Everything is done. So let's see the console output. So in the console output, if we will see here, it is printing um this one because of line number 34. We have printed parent window. It's a alphanumeric thing, which is like unique ID for your window. It's like this, your current window. And then we are checking that get window handles. So get window handles will give you set of string. We are storing it in W, let's say. And then we are printing w.size. So it's saying that there are two windows are open. And one is this, which is your parent window. And this is your child window ID. Correct? Now, if I want to work on my child window, I cannot continue with my parent window. I have to switch to the child window. Then only I'll be able to get the title. So let's print the title so that you will get to know what I'm saying. Okay. So let me print the title. So to print the title, you can simply say system.out.println. and tr dot get title. So let's see what it will print. It will print the page title. It will print the page title. Let's see which page title it is printing. So there are two windows open, but in the output, if we will see, the internet is printed. See here, which is the title of this window, parent window. The child window has the title new window, right? So I have not, I'm still here. It is open, but from the automation perspective, I'm still in this page. So I have to switch to the newly window, new child window, right? So how to do that? That is important. So basically, you have to write the code to go to the child window, correct? So how to do that? I am writing it in a simple way. There may be other ways also to do that, but I'm using this for loop. You can use iterator also, but let me try without iterator. Can I do that? I will say for string temp, a temporary variable here, and here, where is my handle? W is the all the handles, right? And if you see the code, what I'm doing, W has all the window handles, correct? Now, one by one, I will take it to the temp, and I'll check if temp dot equals temp dot equals uh, parent window. So I'll say when it will not match. So when temp dot equals parent window is equals to false, then switch to that window. So the function is driver dot switch to dot window. Which window we want to switch? Temp, right? And break. Okay. So how this will work one by one. So you saw the set of windows, correct? So let me show again the code here. So if you see in the output, there are two handles, right? This one is the first window handle. This is the second window handle. Fine. So what we are doing, both the things we have in W. So first value will go to the temp. I'm checking whether temp is this one, let's say this one is equal to the parent window. Yes, so it will not be false. So it will not go here. Now, next one it will pick. It will pick this and it will check whether this temp is equals to the parent window. No. So now it will be false and we want to switch to this window. So the code to switch to the window is driver dot switch to dot window and then particular string which you have done. So this is the way to switch to the window. But now let's print the title so that it will confirm that we have switched to the new window now. So let me copy this. And after the for loop is closed, let me put thread.sleep for 2 seconds only. And let's print the title again. So this time, if you will observe, it will switch to the window. It will be very much visible that you have gone to the new window. And then it will print the title also with the new window. Let's see. Yes, now I have opened this and let's see the output. If you see here, new window is printed, which is the title of this new window. Now let's capture this. Let's capture this new window. It is still something similar. So let's print the URL that will make you believe that, or let's close this. Then it will be clear that where you're working, correct? So let's close that window. So what you can say, you can say dr dot, or let's print it. So let's inspect this. Inspect this new window. So this is basically H3. In the div, there is H3 header, it's there. So let's write the XPath for that. So we can write slash slash div where at the rate class is equals to example slash H3. See here it is highlighting that. So I can use this XPath. So let's write the code. So here I will say driver dot um, find element y dot XPath, and this is the XPath. From there, get the text. Get the text of this H3. And when you say get text, you have to store it in a string. So you will say string check is equals to this, and let's print that. So let's print that system.out.println check. And then after that, let's close this driver dot close. Exactly after 4 seconds, we will do that so that things will be clear that what are the things has happened, and then it has closed it. Fine. So the stepwise, if you see what are the things we are doing, let's see it one by one. And so so what we have done. First, 24th line, we have opened the Firefox browser. Then we have opened a particular website. Then let me close this. Okay. Now line number 27, we have maximized the window. This is the command to maximize the window. Then we are waiting for 4000 milliseconds. That means it's paused. Then we are finding one element, which is click here, and we are clicking there basically. So basically this one, we are finding this element and clicking here. Then we are waiting for 4 seconds again. Then we are finding out what is my, window handle, right? Then I am getting all the window handles. Then we are printing that how many windows are open. Then we are printing all the window handle. And then we are getting the title of the current page. And this is the way to switch to the newly opened window. Okay, this is the code to switch to new window. And it's a logical code. If you'll go through it, you will understand what we have done. Okay. So whenever the window handle is not matching with the parent window, we are switching to that new window. It's like this. Then once it is switched, we are printing the title again, which will print the new window title. Then we are getting one element, which is header. Inside div class example, there is a header, and we want to get that text and we want to print it. Right. So let's print it like this. This is header. This is header in page or window, something like that. I am adding just to uh, identify it uniquely. Okay, and we will print it. Let's put a plus sign here. And then we will wait for 4 seconds and we are closing that window. So let's run this. At the end, what we should do, you can again go back to the, so you should say driver dot switch to dot window, and then you should switch to the parent window so that you can continue on the main window, right? Let's run this code. You will understand what is happening one by one. It is opening this. After 4 seconds, it will click here. Done. Now it is the new window. After some time, it will print this in the console output. I'll show you, but it will close this. See here, it has closed. I have not done anything. It has worked on its own. I just want to show you the console output.
So if I show you the console output, see here, it has printed. This is the header in the new page. That one. That's it.